What industries do women out earn men in that don't have to do with health and beauty?
Yeah, exactly. Sexualized. Only the industries that sexualize the out men.
I don't think that's the women's fault. I think it's the fact that men have been in power for so long in such high positions in these roles. They find it harder to give it to women, and that's a societal issue.
No,
like
women don't want to.
Women
don't want to do it. Women don't want to do those jobs.
Do you want to work on an oil rig?
Yeah, so
on an oil rig.
Yeah. It's a high-paying job.
On an oil rig.
Yeah, high-paying job.
I personally don't want to do that.
Do you think women generally want to do it?
But there's lots of high-paying jobs that women do want to do. That's harder for them to get to.
Like I said, do you think women generally want to work on? Do you think women generally want to work in the industries that are high-paying, high hours, high stress, and high tension? Do you think that's what the type of jobs women generally want to do?
I'm literally training to be a doctor. High money, high stress, high power, all of that.
Right, but you're not a doctor yet.
But I'm training to be a doctor.
I understand you're training to be a doctor, but there's a difference between training to be a doctor and being a doctor. And a lot of times women get to a certain age and they just see it's not worth it anymore. Like I have a cousin and his wife is a doctor and she quit that shit because she was like, screw this, I want to go be home with my children. And I think women get to a certain age, they just want to be with their kids. I don't think it's society. I don't think it's a power thing. I just think they say, screw this, I make enough money.
Yeah, that's true. I think there was the book Affluenza where they documented it, where they were looking at female lawyers and say that in terms of the law profession, women are actually better at it than men. Yeah. But the women will hit at the age around the age 30 and then just quit. Yeah. And they will try to retain these women, but they just don't want to do it no more.
Having babies and that's what they want.
I remember there was a beauty queen in America this year. I think she was Miss America or something like that. She, very beautiful, went to the highest accolade of a law profession in America can give. I think she got to 30, was single, and she all of a sudden quit a law degree. But the reason why she stood out is because she ended up committing suicide. And I think she had a memoir or something like that, I'm not too sure. But it was supposedly due to the stress of trying to obtain this law degree and finally getting there and quitting because her father was a lawyer, stepfather was a lawyer. So I'm not saying it contributed solely to
she couldn't deal with the pressure.
She couldn't deal with the pressure. It contributed. I don't know if it contributed solely to her demise, but in somewhat way, it was a metric that she was trying to reach out to. I don't think ultimately women find real happiness in these kind of jobs. I think women find happiness in family, kids, children, because when they reach a certain age, they don't want to do it no more.
Well, and we pick jobs that make less money. So like men are 23 more times more likely to die in the workplace than women. We don't talk about that inequality, but we just want the pretty positions at the top and say, oh, we want to make as much money, but we don't want to do the things to get there. Like my dad was a top 0.5% earner. He worked 70 to 80 hours a week for 30 years. I don't want to do that. Most women don't want to do that. And how would you do that and have kids and a family? It just doesn't make sense. Sorry, go ahead.
You just mentioned that you hopefully become a doctor. That'd be great for you, honestly. And when you become a doctor, the job consists of a high intensity, high pressure, a lot of hours, 70, 80 hours a week, right? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm on placement at the moment.
Okay, but you will never die at work.
Actually,
because of your job.
Doctors have one of the highest suicide rates.
Yeah, you can kill yourself if you want. But
no way.
Please don't.
Because you're a doctor.
Please don't.
Please don't.
We're not like condoning suicide on here.
You will not die because you're a doctor. Your patient might because of your malpractice. But on oil rig, you will die if you're not careful. Do you understand? Your mistake, patient dies. My mistake on oil rig, I die. People around me die every day. That's a massive difference between men's jobs and females' jobs. We tend to we love putting our lives on the line. We love doing some dumb, mad, mental ninja stuff. And we will do it. And we love it. We love getting battered. We love getting shot at. We love it. That's why men go to the army.
Yeah, I get him. Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Most medics in the army are females. They don't have weapons. They don't want weapons. They're not allowed to have weapons in general, medics. But they don't die. Medics don't die. Soldiers die. They're most men. Honestly, I'm just letting you know that. It's like most females' jobs, females don't tend to die at work. They just don't die.
But if they're choosing to die, that's their own choice at work. If they want to do a risky job, that's their choice.
I understand.
So I don't get what the point is.
But if we don't do
the whole point is that men build the world. We could not function without men. Men allow us to have the jobs that we have. If men didn't do the jobs that they do, we couldn't even work at all.
Men build the world but can barely run it. Have you seen most of the countries are run by men?
That's okay.
New
Okay,
Zealand is
actually,
one of the best run countries and it's run by a female.
Did you know that women
Yes,
are more likely to wage war than men? If they're in power, they're more likely to wage war.
Where's that from? Like that statistic?
You could Google it if you Google it.
But have
So
women waged wars? Because evidently men have waged wars.
Yes, more men are in power. So
And there's a lot of wars going on.
Okay. Yeah. So more men are in power and have been in power throughout all of history. And a lot of times we'll look at that and say, oh, it's because they're oppressing women. I'm sorry, people get shot when they're in power. People were assassinated. Like a lot of people didn't want to be in that position because it came with a lot of responsibility and you had a target on your back. And when women were in that position, they were more likely to wage war. They waged war at a higher rate.
Do you know why men make better at building societies? Because you're saying that, you know, female-led societies, because they're fathers, right? And they understand what it is to protect society. So when you go into societies, you will find the people that are in the sewers, the plumbers, the mechanics, the people that run the infrastructure of the world are men. A lot of them are fathers because they're doing this because they understand that they're building a legacy. Not only that they're building a legacy, they're building a nation for their child, at least, or maybe their wife or their woman. So when you say things like women, you know, are better at running societies and stuff, it's just like, well, it's the men that run and build the infrastructure of societies. They always have done. Women don't want to do it.
Maybe the building the infrastructure, but think about who runs the countries. Who was running our country? Boris Johnson. Look at the state of our country. We're in a living crisis. Who was running America? Donald Trump. Look at the state of America. The Western world.
Biden.
Yeah.
It's not Trump.
No, I said who was.
Yeah, it was going
But
quite well
even
under
with
Trump.
Biden,
If we're gonna do numbers,
yeah, even with Biden, like it's still not where the Western world should be. Do you get what I'm saying?
We have the
So
highest.
there's still issues.
Let me just cut you. Like we have the highest standard of living in all of human history ever.
We're in a living crisis.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that.
But we also have one of the highest rates of depression.
I don't necessarily think that's true. I just can't imagine during the plague that they're happier.
I'm on about right now in society.
Okay, so
I understand, but I'm saying like comparatively, you're making a statement, and I'm saying it could be true, but if you ask people during the plague, are you happy right now? I just can't imagine it was.
Are you putting that down to men, the reason why people are so unhappy? Is that what you're doing? Or male leaders?
No, but I'm saying the state of the country. So let's look at our country right now. We're in a living crisis. Depression rates are going to go up. Suicide rates are going to go up. We saw this in the last recession. That was the highest rate of suicide. And you can check the statistics for this. That was like for years and years and years because we went into a recession, which was led by men
Went
again.
into lockdown also.
Lockdown was another reason why depression rates suddenly shot up in 2019 and 2018. Right. And also suicide rates shot up. If you look at the graph, it goes down.
I've seen it.
But yeah, and all the policies that are put in place, things that are put in place, the way this country's going, the living crisis was due to men that were incompetent. I'm not saying all men, I'm saying incompetent men. But I think a lot of women can run things better.
If women were more competent, why didn't they do it? If women were better at it, why aren't they in those positions? There's nothing stopping them.
There is a lot of things stopping them. The whole thing is that society's stopping them.
No,
Society also doesn't want women.
Even
everyone here saying women can't run things, that's not people that are going to vote for women to be president. Imagine how many people are in this room.
Okay, again, that's not true because more women vote than men. Women make up the majority of votes. There are more women on the planet than men.
In the UK, are you saying?
On the planet?
Everywhere. No, but I'm saying
in the UK and the US, correct? Yes. So this like, oh, we can't run because people won't vote for us, but there's more women voting. But we even recognize ourselves that women don't make the best leaders.